going on? What's going on? Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back. Today I have a story time for you guys. This is the first story time on my channel, but I guarantee you there's gonna be a lot more. So yeah, if you guys want to know how I ended up in a situation where I got high on weed cakes, tried to catch a flight, and then he died on the plane, make sure you stay watching. So let me set the scene for you guys. For my birthday, I wanted to do like a weekend getaway with the girls. So I planned a trip to Greece and I invited 2 other girls with me. On this particular day, the meeting spot was at my house. We were catching a very early flight and we all didn't want to be late. So we'd made a plan that everyone was going to meet at my house and then we go to the airport because my house is closer to the airport. So these 2 girls, I'm going to call them Sasha and Renee, right? They came to my house, we were all on time, we were all chilling, we were all cracking jokes. And then all of a sudden, Sasha brings out some weed brownies. And obviously, like, I've never seen weed brownies before. I've never actually had any weed brownies before. This holiday was like a getaway. It was like a time where we could all let our hair down, turn up. We just wanted to catch a vibe. Like, the mood that we was on going on this holiday was a crazy one. So we were just like, yeah, we're down for anything goes, right? But because we were kind of rushing, we didn't actually get to eat the brownies in my house. So then we finally get to the airport. Like, you know, like when you get to the airport, the first thing that you have to do when you're traveling is go through security. Saw the security like right in front of us and we were like, hold on. We remembered that we still had the brownies in our possession. So we were like, no, we have to eat it before we go to security. So what we did is we found a little corner in the airport and we started munching on these brownies. You feeling it already? Are you fried? Boss though. Like, we thought we were cool. We were like, yeah. These brownies were like this big and they were so deceptive because they had sprinkles, it was chocolate, it just looked like a proper nice brownie. It tastes really nice and I just remember eating it like, yeah, this is lit. While I was eating it, I was expecting something to be happening inside my body. Nothing happened. And we go through security, everything's fine, we're feeling cool, we're ready to turn up. So after we got checked, we went to go buy things to eat, we went through duty free, like we were just chilling. And then we went to where we wait to see where our gate number is. It was like 30 minutes after we had eaten the brownies. So this is when I started to feel stuff. So literally my eyes just felt so heavy. I was literally doing this in the airport. I was like, guys, I can't open my eyes. Are you right? Oh my days. I can't open my eyes. You good, yeah? Yeah, right, yeah? And because I have a lazy eye, I already looked effed. Like, I looked so ridiculous. And all of a sudden, I just started to find everything funny. So it went from not being able to open my eyes to finding everything funny. And I was literally just laughing and rolling around my chair like this. I was just doing and my friends were just laughing at me. And because I am a lightweight, everything that I'm telling you I'm experiencing happened to me first. So at this point, my friends were telling me that they were still kind of buzzed. I was laughing hysterically at anything and everything, to the point where I was just like, no, can you make this stop? Because my head was starting to feel lightheaded now. Like, I felt lightheaded, my eyes were feeling heavy, like I just felt not here. So I was like, no, make this stop now, make this stop. And I was literally doing this, nah, how do you make this stop? Little did I know, things were about to get a lot worse. I really find out where our gate number is. So we're in the waiting area where you board the plane. At this point, my friends, they started to laugh. Now they started to get the giggles. And I had reached the paranoia stage at this point. I think my paranoia stemmed from watching a lot of like travel documentaries where, you know, the flight attendants or the people coordinating your flight can stop you from getting on the plane if they feel like you're under the influence. And I definitely wanted to get on that plane. But when my friends were laughing, I just could hear them. I could hear, I'm sure they were really loud because people were staring, like they were just laughing loudly, and I didn't want to be associated with them. So I became so paranoid. I literally was turning away from them. I didn't want people to know that I was with them. I was literally sitting like another seat away from them. I didn't want to be associated with them at all because the way they were laughing, it was a lot. I got so angry. I was like, can you stop? Can you stop? Like, why are you laughing so loud? Can you control yourself? Can you control yourself? And I just got so angry at them for laughing loud. Imagine, this sounds so crazy. I got so paranoid to the point where I was like, rah, did these girls put something in my brownie to make me go crazy? Because at this point I was paranoid. I was thinking everyone was staring at me, like seeing double. I feel like I was even hearing some voices. Bruh. And I just kept looking around, and every time, every person that I looked at when I was looking around the room was staring at me. This is how I know I really didn't look right. So you know, like just before you board the plane, there's a flight attendant who checks your passport, like the last check of your passport. This lady was looking at me for long. She looked at me, she was like, are you alright? I said, yeah. Because I was trying to pull myself together because I wanted to get on that plane. And let me explain to you what this drug was doing to me. So the only way I can actually describe it is like you're in and out of reality. So 1 minute you're aware of everything that's happening, like everything seems normal, and then the next second it's like everything is just distorted, everything just is blurry, everything just isn't normal, like you're just out of it basically. And it was literally every second. So 1 second you're aware, and then the next second you're not aware, and then it was just so quick. The transition between reality and not reality was just so quick. Normally when me, my mum and my sister travel, we like to call each other, and when we're on the plane, when we're just about to take off, just to kind of like pray together and stuff like that. I called my mum, right? This is exactly how the conversation went.
Hello, Mum. Yeah, I'm on the plane.
I had to quickly lock off. I mean, I didn't want her to call me back, and my mum is the type that she gets worried so easily. I didn't want her to know nothing was wrong with me, and I was just like, okay, cool. I just locked off the phone. I quickly called my sister. I was like, hello Sean, tell mommy I'm okay, I'm on the plane, I'm taking off now, bye. I locked off, and then I literally like switched off my phone because I didn't want none of them to call me back. I said, yeah, that's it, what have I got myself into? Little did I know, what I was about to experience next was no joke. This is where the peak of the high became so intense that I thought I was going to die. My throat started getting very dry. So I was literally like making saliva in my mouth so that I can stop the dryness. I was literally doing this. And then on top of that, I was getting these uncontrollable shakes, literally doing this. And on top of that, my heart felt like it was gonna rip out of my rib cage. My heart was beating so fast. Like normally, like you can touch someone and count their heart rate. I'm sure if I could look at myself with the way my heart was beating, I could probably like see my heart rate. All of this was doing me at the same time. It got to the point where I literally felt exhausted. I thought I was going to die. All your senses are heightened. I could actually feel where the blood was traveling through my body. Like I could actually feel the blood rushing through my veins. And I was just like, whoa, this is where I'm gonna die. Bearing in mind, we still haven't even taken off. This is crazy. Like that was what was doing me. And on top of that, I was just seeing different colors. Like the visual and auditory hallucinations just got even worse. I was scared for my life. It even got so bad that, you know, like when your flight attendants come and they they close the cabinets where you put your suitcases and stuff. So even when the flight attendants were doing that, in my head, this was what was happening. The cabin was very dark. Walking through in fast motion, touching the cabinets. And I turned to Renee, and I was like, Renee, the plane is gonna crash. They're bringing down the oxygen. Say what? The plane is going to crash. They're bringing down the oxygen. In my heart and hearts, I honestly felt like the plane was gonna crash, but I was so exhausted that I couldn't do anything. I couldn't panic. I couldn't save myself. I couldn't do nothing. My next move was to turn around and just try and sleep. In my head, I was already seeing the headlines on the newspapers. Oh, 3 London girls go on a trip to Greece, eat some weed brownies and died on the plane. God, is this how I'm gonna go out? Just there thinking about all these bad thoughts, like, oh, I haven't said bye to my parents, what are my parents gonna say? I was regretting taking that brownie, like in the last moments that I thought was my last moments. I was thinking of all these things that I should have not done. I was just like, oh my gosh, today is the day that Lola is gone. The plane finally takes off now and I managed to sleep. I remember, like, I'm going to sleep for a little bit. It felt like a long time, but it was very short. So Sasha starts saying, oh no, I'm gonna throw up. Sasha actually like threw up. So I had to quickly there was a sick bag in front of my chair. She threw up. She didn't even just throw up 3 times. She threw up 4th time, 5th time, 6th time. She filled up 2 sick bags. She looks at us and she's like, oh no, I don't know what was in that brownie, but it's too much, it's too much. Because I had got a bit of sleep from before, I was like to Renee, I was like, look Renee, you need to try and sleep. And I was telling Sasha the same thing, that look, you need to try and sleep and you'll just feel a tiny bit better. When the plane landed, I managed to feel a bit better than how I was feeling when I first got on the plane. So we get off the plane, we meet the right transfer, thank God, and we get into the transfer and now we're on our way to the hotel. We go to our room now and we sleep, we nap. And then I think we woke up around 6 o'clock. And when we woke up around 6 o'clock, we thought we felt better. So we were like, all right, cool. Let's try and do something. Let's not let this day go to waste, because we already wasted quite a lot of time already. So we're like, all right, cool. Let's go and check out the local area and maybe plan what we want to do for the rest of the days that we're in this country. It was quite dark. We're asking everyone around, like, where the beach was, innit? And there was one person that said the beach was down this dark alleyway, like all the way down the dark alleyway, and we would see the beach. Go down this alleyway and we continue to walk, it was literally just us 3 down this alleyway, and we were continuing to walk until we got halfway, and then we started hearing more noises. There was nothing there though. We started hearing noises and we just stopped. We looked at each other and we just ran back to where we were coming from. I mean, we were so scared and we were like, yeah, this day has been a write-off. It's X'd, it's cancelled. Let's just go and sleep this off because we're fully not okay for the whole night. It wasn't until the next morning that I felt okay. The high legit lasted for 24 hours. I just can't. I'm not about that life. This is a memory I can never ever ever forget. And although like I'm able to laugh about it now, at the time it was a complete nightmare. I'm happy that it happened the way it did, because a lot of things really could have gone wrong. Like, imagine if there was a real emergency on the plane, like I wouldn't have been able to save myself. I wouldn't have been able to follow instructions. And like, it's so important to be fit when you're flying in the air. Like, I can't explain to you, because imagine if I actually did have an underlying medical condition, like I was prone to stroke. So like, imagine if I had got off the plane and because I wasn't with it, I didn't know who my transfer were. Anyone could have actually come and said, "Rah, I'm your transfer," and we would have gone with that person. Then you'll have another episode of Taken. Like, I was in a very vulnerable like stage. So were my friends, and my friends were very, very vulnerable. Like, anything could have happened to us. Will I do brownies again? I don't think so. But yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the story time. If you guys want to see more story time, like, comment and share. I know a lot of you watching this video has taken some weed brownies, has smoked a bit of weed and experienced something. So I want you to comment your experience down below, because it can't have just happened to me. Like, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.